All right. Well, thank you for coming today. Thank you to the panelists who have reviewed and read these applications. My name is Melissa Cerrone. I'm the Grants and Programs Manager for the Office of Arts and Culture. And this is our grant panel for round two of the Creative Venues grants. We have 8 applications to go through today. So we will be going through these really quickly. We'll be introducing the application. We'll be saying a few comments about them, and the panelists have already put their scores in, but they have an opportunity if they feel like they heard something that would make them want to change their scores. You'll all have an opportunity to adjust your score if you want to. But please know we're going through this super quickly today, but every panelist has thoroughly read, thoroughly reviewed your application. So know that this is just sort of the final step in a much longer process. So I really thank all the applicants and anybody who's here just to listen and find out how we do things. So with that, I think we are ready to begin. We're going to start in order. And I would also recommend anybody who's here today, don't go away and come back, because again, we'll probably get through these pretty quickly today. So we are ready to start the reviews, and we have a lead reader for every application. And let's start with the first one. It is Stab Comedy Theater, and Jennifer is going to introduce it.
Thank you. So STAB Comedy Theater is a performance venue whose mission is to provide a home for local improv, stand-up, and podcast comedy talent. They are a small venue, approximately 740 square feet, including their showroom and bar lobby area with a capacity of 40. They have plans to expand, which will add close to 70% more seating capacity. They will have, they have live in-person shows Thursday through Sundays, including improv, stand-up, podcast, drag, and live music performances. They pride themselves on being a diverse, open, accepting, and welcoming venue. So my notes on this were that, I love that they encourage the audience to eat in the neighborhood prior to enjoying the show. That just shows me a lot of community. I appreciated the fact that they split the door 50-50 with the artists, and that what is it here? They have shown a need for additional marketing dollars. Overall, this is a nice application with great community and artistic impact, and I scored it accordingly.
Okay, anybody else have any comments they want to add to what Jennifer just said? And again, you might agree and you might not have anything additional to add, but if there's something different you want to say, that'd be great too. Okay, well, if there are no other comments, I would just ask you to go check your scores and finalize the scores that you have. If you want to keep the same score, you don't have to do anything. If you want to go in and change it, just remember, if you do change your score, always remember to submit again afterwards. And okay, then I think we're ready to go on to the next one. And that is Beers Bookstore. And Jennifer, you have number 2 too.
So Beers Books is an independent bookstore that has been serving Sacramento for over 90 years. They are the largest and oldest new and used bookstore in Sacramento, striving to build community by providing a wide range of affordable books and author experiences anchored by a knowledgeable and dedicated staff. Beers recently moved into a 6,000 square foot space, with roughly a third of that being dedicated to events. My comments were Beers Books has expressed their need of this grant through having to move locations, which can be difficult even for established businesses. I enjoyed hearing about their partnerships with high school students and the LGBTQ plus centric Zine Fair. They contribute 100% of the door charge to their musicians, which is impressive to say the least. And I have scored their application appropriately for this. When it comes to preserving and sharing cultural heritage, the applicant states just a tiny fraction of books ever published are still in print. Our job is to preserve these ideas and artifacts from being lost. I frequently come across books that may not have poignant monetary or cultural value, and will say to myself, if Beers doesn't take this, then it will be lost forever. And I just thought that was a great quote by the applicant, that how important those works are. So I wish them well in their new location.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah, I think it was also they showed like a really deep commitment to local authors, and I thought it was really cool how they basically purchase any book from a local author, which I thought was very cool.
Right.
Yeah, and just a general like really deep support of the local community, which I thought was really great.
Right. Thank you. Okay, may I finalize your scores for Beers Books? And we are ready to move on to application number 6, and that is Access Gallery. And Bridget, it's going to be you.
Thank you so much. All right. Access Gallery is an artist-run cooperative founded in 1987, located at 625 S Street within the Verge Center for the Arts in Sacramento since 2014. This cooperative spans 1,800 square feet and includes a main gallery and an east room, offering a dynamic space for contemporary art. And Access has been around for 35 years and has built a reputation for showcasing bold, innovative work in all media. And their members, a mix of emerging and established artists, exhibit regionally, nationally, and internationally. As an alternative to commercial galleries, Access provides Sacramento area artists the freedom to create and present work without the pressure of any sales, which I think is a very strong point. Members are equal partners, supporting the gallery through artwork sales, labor, and dues while upholding the highest standards of artistic excellence. And let me get their funding need. The funding need here is that although Access survived closure during 2020 and has been rebuilding attendance, the gallery was forced to implement a 100% increase in member dues, which is significant, from 50 to 100 in January to offset rising costs for expenses like wall vinyl, printed materials, and anything else that they might need to put on exhibitions. My overall comments are this applicant was strong in showing explicit details of their past exhibitions and the people involved, outlining the work that has been done. And for me, as the reader, this helped create a timeline of involvement and dedication. This applicant can improve by explaining how their fine art exhibitions relate to the Chicanx community and the mixed income community directly in their neighborhood, and how they design their exhibitions to cater to that. And that's it.
Great,
Thank you.
Any other comments? Anything to add?
I just have the note that I liked our membership model as it relates to alleviating expenses, and many hands make light work. I appreciate that they have free entry for all, which is fantastic.
I agree.
Anything else? Okay. No other comments? We can finalize our scores. And next up is application number 7, Lucid Winery. Buddy.
I hate to slow things down, but can I have a little bit more time to finalize my score?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Yeah. Just
No worries.
shout out or raise your hand if you whenever you need more time. I don't want to slow y'all down.
All right. I think I'm good on the last one.
Okay.
Everyone good?
Then you're up next with Lucid.
All right. So Lucid Winery is a music performance venue based in the heart of Sacramento. They're at 1015 R Street, and they're basically like a third place for the local community. in particular the BIPOC and LGBTQA plus communities. And they've been a gathering space for all backgrounds. One thing that really stuck out to me was how committed they are to local musicians and nonprofits and just organizations in general. And they really donate, they donate a lot. So they've got a 4,000 square foot facility, and they provide 100% free access to local artists and creators to be able to use their space for whatever community is looking to do. That could be concerts, that could be nonprofit gatherings, that could be hosting charity events for other orgs. And they do that on average from 1 to 3 days a week, which is pretty awesome. And over the last year, they've donated $43,000 worth of, which is nearly 10% of their local revenue to charities, which is pretty incredible. The one question that I had on that is if those were financial contributions or if that was $4,000 in donated time to use their venue. But either way, that's pretty phenomenal. They host local music every Wednesday and Friday, and they're hoping to add events, local music on Saturdays as well. So that's one of the things that they would use their funding for. What else? Yeah, I also appreciated that they alluded to the idea of wine making as an art form. So I know that's maybe not included in a lot of these conversations, but I just kind of I wanted to call that out and appreciate that. They've served tons of artists. They've mentioned a huge long list in their application, and that wasn't even an inclusive list. They mentioned that there was too many to list out. They pay by default whenever they do Friday shows. They pay $100 to the performers, as in addition 10% on top of that, and they provide some other financial benefits to the performers as well. So yeah, those are my comments on this. Anyone else have any thoughts?
Yeah, I actually wasn't aware of this venue, so I was pretty excited to read their application. I was like, oh, go check it out. But yeah, I agree with your comments. I felt like I hope they get this grant so that they will be able to continue paying musicians and at a higher scale. I almost felt like they were a little under, and so I definitely want them to be able to keep it as a music venue, but increase their ability to pay their artists.
Yes, 100%. More payments to more artists all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, very cool.
Any other comments? Okay, then I would ask you all to complete your scores, make any changes or adjustments you want. And if you are ready, there's the slides back. We would be ready to go to application number 8, B. Sakata Garo Bijat.
Thank you. Yes. So B. Sakata Garo's mission is to maintain a sterling reputation for excellence while offering the public a curated collection that invites reflection, admiration, and a deeper connection to the art world. They attest that they promote the beauty and the profound meaning found in art and are dedicated to presenting exceptional works that inspire and engage their surrounding community. They also attest to champion both artists and their creations, ensuring that each piece is handled and showcased with the highest level of professionalism. And this is a gallery in historic Midtown. This is a 1,000 square foot space, has a capacity of 200, and has been a vibrant hub for artistic expression since 1998. So it's been a good chunk of time. With over 300 exhibitions to date, they present a new curated show every single month, which is a great feat, featuring a diverse range of mediums, including painting, sculpture, and photography. And let me get my notes for that. I wanted to note that this applicant shows great interest in their audiences, and it's readily apparent through each answer, and it's very consistent that they do, and that they continue to prove upon understanding them more deeply in different ways. So I really appreciated that. And then I thought the applicant might improve on. There's a particular line that said why it would be vital to Sacramento to bring outside cultures. They might benefit from highlighting what the need is to bring in outside cultures and how this applicant has addressed this particular need in certain ways. So I would just love to know more about the impact of bringing outside cultures into Sacramento and how that enriches Sacramento. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to add?
I'll add that my notes were, I would have liked to see specific names of diverse local artists showcase. I'm excited that they will be investing in moving their business model forward to include digital art and engaging youth in the process. I did visit their website, and it's clear they need these funds to update their website. So I was
Right.
trying to find like a list of, what they've showcased in the past and what did they have coming up, and it was very difficult to follow. So yeah, I would say if they plan to invest these in their website and marketing, it would be a good use of funds.
And they are very new. I think they've been around since May 2024. So I like that they're already applying for grants. And
Oh, no, I think that's the next one. That's going to be done.
Oh, this is a card.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
This is the gallery's
Thank you.
done. Yep.
Yes, I'm ahead of myself already. Thank
You are ahead of yourself. Okay, any other comments?
No?
All right, I will ask you then to finalize your scores for this applicant. And Brigitte, you're up again with demo.
All right, sounds good. Okay, demo partners. Let me see. One moment. There we are. Okay. I have the other one. All right, thank you. Demo Art and Books is an accessible space for experimentation, promoting ideas and conversation through art, books, and self-published zines. Demo seeks to be a hub for discourse and collaboration among local artists and serve as a bridge to similar spaces around the world. So what's unique about demos, they do monthly art exhibitions and events while offering a curated selection of books and printed matter ranging from the topics of art, design, music, photography, social movements, and more. They attest that it's their mission to continuously evolve the space through a collaboration within the community and exhibiting local artists, building their book selection, zine, library, workshops, and events. And as I just mentioned, they were established in May 2024, so they are fairly new. They do, when they had mentioned that they are a hub for discourse, they did outline in other questions what that actually means by hosting artists such as Ren Alakthani and other local artists. And they did, let me see, where is it? They did mention that they partner with local businesses, which I think is contributes to their placemaking, which I think is a really strong point there. And they also have all their shows and workshops for free or price accessibly to everyone, which I feel takes off the pressure of people. So that's really nice. And let's see. One moment. Their funding need would be that they would like to use their funds for rent and insurance costs, marketing, and website development. So the initial costs for building and equipment were a big part of this year's operating budget. So now that they're moving into their second year, their goal is to continue shaping Demo's business and financial structure into a sustainable model that can support the community. And I think this is for their long-term goals. And that's it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I just had the comment that I really like that they serve a younger audience, which inspires our youth to not only appreciate the arts, but become a part of the community. So that was really important to me to highlight.
Mm.
Thank you.
I had that their application showed a dedication to uplift the queer and BIPOC artists as well, and that it seems like they really foster collaboration and creative growth through inclusive spaces. My one question with this was, I believe in the budget, I was a little bit confused by that. It looks like all of their fund requests didn't clearly ask for how they would use the funds from the budget. From what I remember, it looked like all the financial information was put into the match column, and it matched their actual budget, not what they were hoping to use the funds for. So I was just a little bit confused by that. I think I understood it, but yeah, again, that was just I wanted to point that out.
Thank you. And just so that everybody knows, if an organization is funded, then they would have to go back and revisit that budget and make sure that the categories match their ask and they're all within eligible requests, but that would have to all be adjusted before anybody's funded. So thank you for pulling that out. Okay, if there are no other comments, then I guess you'd all take a look at your scores and finalize. And then I think when Buddy is ready, you would be up next with Fox and Goose.
All right, everyone ready? Everyone good? Okay. So Fox and Goose identified their mission as they want to be a public house in every way. They were established in 1975 and have a really significant history of supporting our local community. They're nestled in a historic building, the W.P. Fuller Building, on, where is it? I'm not seeing their address at the moment, but 1001 R Street, so right by the Artist Lofts. And they have a capacity of 280, and they host 3 to 6 events each week. In addition to that, they are really active in engaging local businesses, schools, and communities to foster strong relationships and support their neighborhood. So I appreciated that. Yeah, what else? They have a rich history of being inclusive in their events, serving and welcoming space for patrons of marginalized communities, and they've been doing that since 1975. Yeah, they really highlight Sacramento's reputation as a cultural destination as well through all of their events. They do that specifically by showcasing lots of diverse live music genres, which include indie pop, Americana, jazz, local bands of all sorts. And they have one of the longest running open mic nights here in Sacramento, which is very cool. Let's see. Their payment policy was, I appreciate that. The thing that stuck out to me was they are very dedicated to making sure that every single artist gets paid. Their payment structure is, let's see, they compensation structures vary based on the event type and timing, right? So they mentioned that for bands, they offer promoted ticket sales or a cover of their choice, which is interesting, plus 3% of beer, liquor, and wine sales for shows starting at 9 p.m. or later. So yeah, I think that's interesting. It seems like it's kind of a variable payment structure, but that's common. That's really common in the for-profit venue world. They mentioned that if there is no cover for the event, that bands receive 12% of sales for the performance, or a minimum of $50. And for established or recurring bands, they ensure a minimum base pay of $75. So I just wanted to mention that. And what else? Let me check my comments on this. Give me 1 second. My final comments are they foster a diverse, inclusive community and support lots of emerging artists as well. And that their events and open mic nights strengthen Sacramento's cultural reputation and connect artists with their audiences. That's what I got.
Thank you. Anyone have anything to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that the way that they answered the questions was directly related to the question, if that makes any sense. And in the order that the question was, if they asked for like, whatever, name, age, date, they literally answered name, age, date in paragraph form. And as a reader, that was really, it was easy to read and digest that way, especially after reading so many. It really, it was very well organized.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for those comments. Very often I always want to find a way to like pull out pieces of applications so that when you're talking to people about how to write an application, it's nice to know that you have examples that, like Jennifer, you mentioned that like one quote and something like this. Those are things we can pull out to help other applicants in the future if you feel it made it easier for you to score. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, then finalize your scores, and we are down to our very last application, and that is Press Club, and we're going to end with you, buddy.
All right, thank you. Just need 1 minute.
Yep, take your time. We're good.
All right, so the last one is the Press Club. Everyone else ready? Okay, awesome. So Press Club is located at 1119 21st Street. Their mission is to nurture and support the wildest possible variety of local music, spoken word, comedy, and dance, and other performance styles in a safe and welcoming environment. That's their mission, and I want to say that that really came through in their application, so I appreciated that a lot. They have a really rich history of providing opportunities for local and developing musicians to grow and perform. And they plan to continue this legacy in the years ahead by extending those opportunities to other artists and performers of all kinds. Let's see. They also mentioned that they partner with Second Saturday Art Walk and are developing relationships with other local galleries and local businesses. They're in the process of working with other practice spaces and music schools to create a pathway for bands to grow into larger performance spaces. And that was probably my favorite part of this application. That's a really cool, it's not a very common thing that I see, partnering with practice spaces to create a pipeline into larger venues. So that was really cool to read that. Yeah, let's see what else. For over a quarter century, they've been a gathering place for lots of different cultures, and they recognize the punk, goth, emo, and more genres of music, and they really support those subgroups or subgenres of the creative community here in Sacramento. So I also really appreciate that. What else? Let's see. Their payment policy. Let's see, their philosophy for paying artists centers around careful negotiations to ensure that artist payments are satisfactory to the artist. So it seems like it's kind of on a case-by-case basis. Their payment standards vary from a fixed fee to a percentage of the door, but no case is an artist required to compensate the venue for stage time, and in no case will the artist ever be asked to perform for free. So thank goodness for that. In terms of funding, their funding request was to update, help to promote and update their website, which I also checked out and would be thrilled to see updates to their website. Yeah, that would be really cool. And it seems like they want to focus on that, as well as just getting more marketing and promotion for their events to help bring people into their venue. My final comments are, again, I really appreciate that they build a pipeline for emerging artists through their partnerships with other organizations, and that they have a really clear vision for their future media improvements with the funds from this grant. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Oh, sorry. I just said, I love the new direction this establishment is taking, from upgrading their equipment to the inclusive nature of their programming. So yeah, it was about the programming for me. There were a few other venues I didn't feel came across as strongly in that area. So
Thank you. And I just wanted to also add that this applicant is really strong in their storytelling and made me understand how they think. It wasn't just answering the questions with some facts. It was like bringing me into the mind of the people that work there, which was really strong in that. And then I also appreciated how they see themselves, I think more, they didn't say this explicitly, but I'm saying it as a third space, because they also even mentioned that they would like to open this space to chefs, I think. And I thought that was interesting, because that means that they're looking at the bigger landscape of the area. They're not just looking at music specifically, but they're also seeing the interaction between other types of practices and how that contributes to everyone's wealth. So I thought that was really strong.
Right. Thank you. Okay, well, last one to finalize your scores. And this concludes sort of the public portion of our panel process. We'll be reviewing the scores, and then the panel will be making recommendations. If you're here today listening, I want to say a couple of things. First of all, thank you for your applications. I know that a lot of you who applied for this grant are not the usual applicants to city or any other kinds of funding sources. You may not be used to doing grant applications, so I just really want to applaud every one of you for coming through and creating really powerful applications. I know this, again, it's something that people who do it all the time get used to, but if you're doing it for the first time, I think everybody did a great job, and obviously it showed through the thoughtful comments of our panelists. So thank you for that, and we will be in touch in about a week. I mean, next week we should have the recommendations for funding, and we'll let you know about that then, and then we'll move to the next step. So thank you for everybody else who's attending, and panelists, stay on for the rest of the session. And